Thank you for coming to hang out with us. This is Gain and Glow, a happy lifestyle podcast with me, Vanessa.
And me, Crystal.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so excited. I'm like pumped up. I feel very jazzed up and energized because we, right now in Oregon, have been getting our wonderful teaser summer, our little like summer sample, like an amuse bouche of like sunshine and warmth. And I got to swim this last week, like 2 or 3 days in a row, and I was so happy. I had fun. I burnt 1 million calories, exactly 1 million. I have the watch to record it. But I was so excited. I feel like it was like this rejuvenating energy for me this last week. I'm ready for real summer now. Like, we're gonna have some rain, and then I'm ready for real summer.
Yeah, it was so hot for like 3 days, and then now it's chilly sweater weather again, and you just feel like...
Yeah.
It's a little confusing on the psyche. But let me get us started with a dope quote.
Hit us with that dope quote.
This one's from Michelle Obama, former First Lady, well-known badass.
Yeah. Forever wonderful lady human.
No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, you are beautiful. And I just loved it. I just loved it so much because it was just like, it's just a sweet little thing. I just feel like that's all we need to hear right now. It's just, you know, appreciate yourself.
Yeah. And going into summer, which is our little segue of what we're going to talk about today, going into summer, I really, really, really want people to have a happy human summer. I'm like super committed to having a happy girl summer, and that's my whole goal. And today we're going to talk a little bit about how anybody can have good times in summer, no matter where you're at in your life journey, what situations you have going on, what circumstances. This summer, after being locked up for so long and having basically last summer robbed from so many of us, this summer is all about like going into it and being happy and ready to enjoy the little things that we get from those pockets of sunshine and making life a little bit more beautiful through that appreciation.
Yeah, it's I feel like, you know, summertime we expect like a lot of travel, a lot of photos and stuff, and I was laughing because on Instagram there's been lots of posts about hot girl summer and like all these different interpretations of what that means, and I was cracking up because I came across this one. It was like it was a screenshot of a tweet posted to the gram from Scarlett Ward Bennett, and her tag is @Scarlett with the number 2 T's. And she said, "I'm not having a hot girl summer. I'm having a beautiful but delicate Victorian wife summer, where I lie in bed for extended periods of time, staring at wallpaper and slowly losing grip on my sanity." And I just thought it was so funny. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to like lose my mind this summer because I feel like I kind of did last summer. But I like the idea of just kind of lounging gracefully and maybe like eating some grapes.
Or having them fed to you,
yeah,
perhaps. Perchance.
With some kind of sparkling beverage.
Right? Anything with baubles.
Yeah.
I love the idea of having like a happy hybrid balance between like an active, really exciting summer and then a very sleepy Victorian summer.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like there's 4 major things that I've put on my bucket list that I feel like anybody can put on their bucket list, and it fits into those things. It fits into whatever type of summer you're looking for. I mean, right now, like we were talking about before we started recording, some people are vaccinated, some people aren't. Some of us maybe don't want to re-enter society full on like before, but we want to ease into it. And in the past, I've restricted myself from enjoying summertime merely because of heat, insecurity, just things like that. And going into this next one, I have so much new appreciation for those tiny little things that we get because of last summer. And I added 4 things to my bucket list. And they are to get some actual sun on my skin with sunblock, of course. I use that SPF 50 to 100, depending. Getting moving in new ways and like actually moving my body and feeling active in the outdoors in some kind of way. Trying new foods that are summer foods, and then like connecting to have their happy human summer, whether it be like sleepy I almost said valedictorian instead of Victorian. There's some kids about to have their valedictorian summer.
I agree. Like, it's just, I feel like I'm going into the summer with like little to no expectations, honestly. Like, I'm excited to feel like I can get outdoors more for sure and get some sun. It's so funny since living up here for I always say up here because I'm from Southern California, so I'm like but living up here, I don't get as much sun on the regular, and so I've been popping vitamin D supplements, and I kind of forgot a couple summers in a row that like yes, you need sunscreen. Like, absolutely, first day of sun, you need sunscreen because you have pale, delicate Victorian skin now, and and I burn like a crisp turkey like in seconds versus like used to being able, when my body was used to be out there consistently in the sun, it would take a few days or something. And there's so much tree cover when we go on hikes and stuff in this area, for the most part, that you kind of just think, oh, I don't need sunscreen. Yeah, those little pockets of sun you get on like a 5-mile hike like are enough to char you. Like,
yes. And they're enough to have damaging UV rays that cause skin cancer, which is a very real dangerous thing that I didn't take seriously as a young child.
Right? I know. It's like it was up to our parents to slather us in sunscreen or else we weren't wearing it. Yeah, I think it's cool too. We have a lot of clothing now that has it was UPF, because it's not SPF, right? Sun protection. I don't know.
It has. I
don't know. And we have sun protection clothing now, so to protect you from UV rays. So like, I have some pants that I'm pretty excited that I got that are like they're kind of stretchy, but they're also protect from the sun, and they're also supposed to be durable against, you know, rubbing up on some prickly bushes and trees and stuff, as one tends to do in the Great Northwest. Great Pacific Northwest.
Our lovely. Our lovely P and Dub.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to get some sun, partially to like do some there's lots of little outdoor areas. Like when you go shopping up here, I think there's only like one mall in the region. So a lot of this, you're kind of walking down little streets and going in shops. And so I like doing that. I like going to like a coffee shop, grabbing a beverage, and then walking around and popping into little shops and stuff. So I think whether I'm hiking or walking around the neighborhood or getting a coffee or whatever, like I'm excited to be outside more and get some sun. And then I like how you got a swimming pool this year. So now you get to move in a new fun way. And I might have to come down and visit you.
Yeah.
It's so funny because you bought that pool and you thought it was like, I don't know, a regular pool, and it ended up being how big?
Yeah, we thought it was going to be like one of those like regular size pools, and it ended up being like over 5,000 gallons. And it's like 4.5 feet tall. It goes up to my waist, almost my chest. Yeah, I can full on swim laps in it.
How
It's a
wide
game
is
changer.
it?
Oh my gosh. It is like 11 feet wide, 12 feet wide. Like, so, oh my God. I don't know exactly, but so you could fit like 30 human beings in it standing up, and everyone could still move around a little bit. If that helps.
Wow.
It's so big. I don't even know how to like express it. And the only way I think about like the actual like width of it is when I'm swimming and I'm like flat in the pool, right? I'm 5'6". And I can be like, my head could be touching the side and I could be going straight down the middle of the pool. And my child, who is like 4 feet something, could be like head to the bottom of my feet and her feet touch the pool. And that's about the length of it. It's like a human and a half tall. It's the biggest pool that I've ever owned as like a grown up. And yeah, we live on well water. So we couldn't even fill it with our hose because we would empty the well. And we can't that's not allowed for the pool. So we had to get help from a neighbor who has a water truck, like with these big tanks. And originally he's like, oh, it'll take probably 2 trips back and forth to the water place, like wherever they get the water. And it took like 6. And he had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gallons. So
Wow.
the 5,214 or the over 5,000 gallons, I'm like, I don't know if it was even the 5214 or whatever it said on the box, because his tanks supposedly hold like 300 to 400 gallons each. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. A lot of water. But it's super great. It's so much fun. And what we've talked about before, I'm all about like sneaking in workouts with like fun things like dancing and swimming. But then when I'm in the pool with my daughter and we're playing games and we've got squirt guns and floaties, it becomes like family time. And then I realize I'm like, we're literally making memories right now. Like in this pool that was hilariously oversized when we unloaded it. Like the whole situation, I'm just so happy about it because it's hilarious. And then the family memories are like chef's kiss. I think that's what I'm the most excited about for summertime.
Yeah, we've been pulling the cars out of the driveway and like setting up a table, and my roommate got a umbrella from a garage sale down the street, like a big one that like one of those big standing ones that shades a lot, and we used that in his barbecue.
Yeah.
We've been barbecuing and kind of eating outside and kind of getting some sun that way, and then I like to call him my baby roommate, even though he's 3 now, has squirt guns that we could play with and like bubble wands and stuff. And so like there's just kind of stuff that like you just don't really do. Like I just don't really do anymore. And like I remember a few years ago, I threw a birthday party where I got a bunch of super soakers, and it was like I think it was somebody else's birthday. My birthday's in November. It's never that hot. But I got a bunch of super soakers, and then it was just like we were just running around like squirting each other like in the local park and stuff. And so yeah, it's neat. It's neat to be driving around and seeing a lot of families kind of getting out and hanging out at the park and like taking their. We have like a little dirt park where you can like ride your bikes, and it just has little jumps and stuff, and so there's always kids out there doing that. And then there's basketball, and somebody always brings their like little toy race car thing. I forgot is that what they called? little cars,
like the RC,
little RC cars that they like run along the ramps or like around the neighborhood and stuff, and the kids chase them. It's like just like fun little things like that. I definitely want to come down and swim in your pool. And I'm trying to do, I'm definitely trying to get like more into like my workout space and because now it's like my office slash workout room, and I haven't been really feeling it lately. And so I redecorated a little bit and kind of uncluttered and hung up some pictures and stuff to make it more of like a good feel good space. So I'm excited to be in there more, and like I've been trying to like take my breaks to kind of like stretch a little bit. Like I like the Nike training app for like little stretch videos, but because I can just click it real quick and then it just connects it to my Apple Watch too, which is nice, and then I could pause it if I need to, and it's like 7 minutes, and it's just like, oh, just stretch out your neck and your back and whatever, and then like get back to work, and it always makes me feel a little bit better, and then like I kind of trying to stand more and dance around at my desk, and so I'm like really looking forward to some time off of work. So
Yeah.
so I could do some more stuff, but I think like my biggest thing has been wanting to go on hikes, because I try to walk around a lot more in my neighborhood, but hiking is like what I want to do, because I have not been doing it this last year.
And there's something so fun like about hiking that I wish I would have. So when I was little, I used to be on my grandparents' ranch a lot, which was like out in the mountains, and we would go on walkabouts. And the walkabouts were two things. They were my grandparents trying to get us to work out some of our energy and like spunk, and then they were actually hikes. They were teaching us how to like hike and what to look for and trails and all that stuff. And I never connected it in my head how lucky we are in this area to have hiking and walkabouts is what I like to call it. Like I like to go on nature walkabouts.
Yeah.
And now I live in a yard that's like massive, and so I've been making it a regular thing, because I kept thinking in my head, I want to go hiking, I want to go hiking, I want to go hiking, I want to get out into a hiking trail on the side of a mountain. And then I realized, I'm like, I have this like a third of an acre of a yard that's full of trees and all kinds of like foliage. So I'm like, oh, I can go on walkabouts now around my house. I have a front door that goes all the way around, and the yard loops around to my back side door. And so now I go on little walkabouts, little mini like hikes through my yard with the dog and the kid, just to get outside and be like, I don't even need to go find one of those hardcore intense trails that I want, waterfall hikes. But now I sneak in like little mini walkabouts around the yard until I can get out there and get on the side of a mountain again.
Yeah, there's like a one little neighborhood trail. Like if I walk through a neighborhood, then I'll eventually hit like a little cross trail that goes like through the neighborhood and stuff, and that's pretty cool. And then if I just loop that and do that, that's like 3 miles, and it's just nice. It's just nice. Like you get sun, you connect with nature, and you get exercise and stuff. And I just gotta get out of the house this summer. That's like my number one.
Right?
But while I'm stuck inside, I am very excited about trying more like summer recipes, stuff that's like lighter too, to like give me kind of like a nice energy, like an energy boost. Like I've been planning on I just bought some strawberries and a bag of green apples, which are some of my favorites, and so just kind of having those on deck for a snack for me is nice, because I'm excited to kind of like have food that tastes good but also makes me feel good, because lately I've still been in this very like moody, gloomy weather and kind of mood, and so I've been leaning on like more carb heavy foods, which are like fine, but but I don't but I know when I eat like a more well balanced well rounded kind of meal, like I feel better. So I was starting with that, and then I want to make some mocktails, because although I do like a good day drink on a hot summer day, I won't do it every day. And so I know like last year I used like some bubble water. I think it was a lime bubble water, and I crushed some mint in it. and I don't remember if I used grenadine or not, but it was delicious. It was just a nice, like, refreshing beverage, and I love throwing like fresh fruit into bubble water too. Ah, so good.
Yes. I think that's one of the best things about summer is it opens up all of that like excuse really for me to do like the fun things like the fun bubble waters. And I love mocktails. I love mocktails. Drinking less is one of the things that I've been working on as part of like my lifestyle is I've been cutting alcohol out a lot for personal reasons, for health reasons. And mocktails are so wonderful because part of drinking for me is I like the sweet, like fun, cool flavor drinks. I think like it's not even really about the alcohol. It's about the flavor. I like those fun punches of flavor. Also, I cannot work out after I drink. No. Otherwise, I'll throw up. It doesn't matter what it is. I could be like one drink, I'll throw up. But sometimes I want a mocktail like after work or something. Yeah, I want mocktails on the days where I work out in the night. So I'm like, yeah, I'll drink like a fun bubble water, ice mixed with something else. And summertime is when all the best berries come out. All the best berries. I'm such a fiend for berries and berry recipes.
Yeah, I was being really lazy, but I was grocery shopping, and I was like, I don't really want to make anything, blah blah blah, and looking for snacks, and I came across this berry bowl, and they topped it with little slices of kiwi, and I was like, I haven't had kiwi in forever, and it was so good. It was so good. I just like munched that down.
Yes.
And like I love like doing like light stuff like that doesn't it makes you feel good, but then you also enjoy it, and then you also berries have antioxidants and stuff. It's stuff that's like good for you and makes you feel good, and I like to like keep that train rolling. And I'm not like a huge like salad person, but I like going to a restaurant and getting a fancy salad because they put more stuff in it than I do at home. But I'm thinking that now I'm going to do more stuff like that for myself. Like I'll go buy the sliced almonds and the feta cheese crumbles and chop my strawberries and stuff, throw some dried cranberries in there and stuff like that. Because I do enjoy that stuff. And grilling. I want to grill. And then I get outside, and then I also get delicious grilled food.
Yes. Oh, and you know what else summer brings here in the PNW is blackberries. And
oh yeah,
I feel like everyone is divided on blackberries here. and I say this with experience because half of the people I know are like, oh, I hate blackberry bushes. They're like horrible. They're annoying. They overgrow everything. And then the other half of the people are like, I go blackberry picking every summer. And I'm on that side. And this year our house has blackberry bushes all along the back fences. And I went out there the other day and I cut a bunch of them down and cleared them out and put up like, the trellis, like, fencing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so new to all of this. But the lattice fencing. So I put up a bunch of lattice fencing to guide the blackberry bushes, and I watered them, and I got them to start flowering. So now I know this summer I'm going to have those huge, juicy blackberries. I'm so excited.
You're going to do your own fruit picking. I forget that you can do fruit picking up here too. I did lavender picking last year, and it was so funny because when I went to go check out, to pay for my lavender, the girl was like, that's not very much lavender. Do you want more? And I was like, I was just getting so hot out there, and I felt like this was probably enough. And she's like, no, like, let's take one of these bushes with you. And so she gave me like a pre-cut bush to go with my handful of lavender.
That's awesome.
But yeah, there's I'm not too far away, like in the Hillsboro area, west of me. There's farms and wineries and stuff, and you can pick your own berries and take tours and stuff like that. So that'd be a way to get some seasonal food and connect with nature.
Exactly. And get some sun. And it's funny because I saw on Facebook, of course, it showed, I follow this page. It's like the Lost Book of Natural Remedies. and they have a book about foraging, and it's all about the wild foods that grow in this area, and then it has their poisonous counterparts too, so you can verify, because some of them have like identical poisonous like twins, so it's like one is nutritious and fun to forage and the other one will kill you. So it's important to be educated on those things before you go picking of any kind.
Yeah.
But I saw that book and I thought about getting it because I thought that that would be kind of fun to go out and try to identify the things that are edible in nature. Like there's wild lettuce and berries and all of these fun like edible flowers. And I thought, how fun, even if you don't end up eating them, like even if you have like qualms with potentially getting a poisonous one, it's still fun to know. And just in case there ever really is a zombie apocalypse, you can keep that knowledge in your back pocket.
Right? That's so funny. Yeah, I think I just bought the recommendation of a listener, some dandelion coffee alternative from and it's pretty good. Like dandelion kind of has a slightly bitter taste, and it's ground into a powder. So when you mix it with like a hot liquid, it kind of mimics like I would say like a light coffee. And so I was so funny. I didn't even think about them actually trying to make a coffee kind of alternative, because I know there's dandelion tea and I haven't really gotten to that either. And so I'm just I'm like, oh, it's so funny. You didn't even think about it. Like, yeah, you can eat dandelion. Yeah, you make tea out of it. And they're everywhere. They're everywhere up here. And we just are like, oh, these are annoying weeds. And or like they flower, and my husband just sees one and his allergies kick in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for all of that. I'm excited for all of that stuff. And I feel like it's neat to be able to do stuff in your backyard, in your neighborhood, to not for where we live, to not have to venture too far out and to be in an outdoor space, which is nice. And you can feel a little bit safer with your distancing, and you can mingle with people and like just be. I like the energy of just being around other people. Like yeah, I enjoy that. And so I'm looking forward to having a little bit more of that. And also looking forward just to like when you go like on a trail and you go hiking, you kind of bump into people. People are all pretty happy to be out there hiking as well. So it's like it's a good energy out there. And the sun always makes me feel super good. When we had those 3 days of sun, I was feeling real good. And then those clouds rolled back in and I was like, why do I feel so sad? Like, oh, you went from getting like all the sun to none. Yep. And it kind of like the weather, like even the people adjust really well up here in Oregon to all the seasons. Like they're just ready. Like they got clothes for everything. They're in a good mood for everything. When I got up here, I was like, I love rain, but I had to get used to like doing things in the rain, because at 1 minute it can be pouring, the next minute it's fine, like there's nothing, then it's sprinkling, then the sun comes out, then it's pouring again. But you basically just need some good shoes and a rain jacket. You can get through it.
Yeah, that's the best part about living in the PNW, I think, in reality. And in living in Oregon, in my experience and throughout my life, like you really learn how to have fun in every season. It doesn't, like, after a while, the snow isn't that big of a deal. Rain doesn't really feel like that big of a deal. It's all about how we adapt to it. And it's funny because that's a skill that we can apply to our whole life. And when the summertime rolls around, the heat and all of that, we can find ways to adapt to it and enjoy it and experience what it is. And final little thought, if we didn't have the rain and those doom and gloom times, I don't think that the summer would feel as good as it does. And it almost makes me enjoy summer that much more because I know it's like fleeting and limited, and I've been looking forward to it for so long. And now I see it as an excuse to be happy instead of a burden to fit in or like find a way to enjoy it. Now I'm like, there's so many ways to enjoy it no matter what. And that's such a beautiful thing.
I agree.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you find your podcast to stay up to date with our new episodes every Wednesday.
Also, head on over and follow us on Facebook and Instagram and say hello while you're there. And don't forget to drink some water, take a deep breath. You've got this.